Max Holloway promises to do something special against Kattar.
So, Kattar, Fight Island's main event. Very exciting fight for you. This is the first non-title fight you've had in how long? I can't remember the last non-title fight you've had.
I don't remember. I mean, still a 5-rounder, so same smell, I guess. But I just can't wait. I can't wait to go out there. They just announced that it's on ABC. We're gonna be on national TV again. I think so. Someone just told me that it's like 20 plus years or something since ABC had any type of combat sport live on their network. So I'm excited to be the one to bring it. And this is the time, guys. This is the time. You're trying to get that special someone or your friend or family member or someone that you know into MMA. Make sure they tune in next week Saturday. I'll do something special. Just make sure they watch. And I'll do the rest for you.
Cody Garbrandt targeting Jose Aldo fight for April return to the octagon. Cody Garbrandt is targeting a bout with Jose Aldo in April. He expects that flyweight title rematch between Davison Figueiredo and Brandon Moreno will also take place in April. He did not want to wait roughly 8 months for a flyweight title shot without competing.
Jose Aldo, man. I mean, like when he announced that he was going down to the bantamweight division, like, fuck, that's a great fight. That is a great fight. It's a great fight for me. Stylistically, I just feel like that. Yeah, it's Jose Aldo, man. That guy's a legend in his right. No ill will towards the guy. I'm just a competitive guy that wants to fight the best. And, he looked good in his last fight. He came off losing a title. And prior to that, I feel like he beat Marlon. So, man, it's a great fight. It's a fight that motivates me. I need those fights. I need those fights that are going to get me up and make me put the extra work in, So he's at the chopping block. So hope he wants to get down too.
Micheal Chandler wants title shot with win over Dan Hooker, but ready to take another fight if necessary.
We just found out today that Dana White has already said if Khabib opts to stay retired, the main event will not be for the undisputed title. We had thought that if Khabib and Dana met and he said, nope, I'm really done, that they would make a last-minute announcement. And then he also said something along the lines of, I guess, whoever wins is in obviously the pole position versus another highly ranked guy. Did you hear the news? And if so, how did you react to it? How did you digest that?
I did not hear that news, and I'm surprised as well. I think anytime, let's call a spade a spade. Conor McGregor is the biggest combat sports icon on any other name that could step inside of a cage, a boxing ring, Muay Thai fight, a kickboxing fight, a wrestling match. Conor McGregor is the biggest name. So to me, it makes a ton of sense that if Khabib says that he's not coming back, that Dana would just announce, hey, the belt's up for grabs, Conor or Poirier. I mean, to me, it makes sense. Poirier to me is obviously one of the top guys, if not the top guy. I saw Gaethje lose as bad as he did to Khabib, which everybody loses to Khabib. Let's be honest, he's undefeated for a reason. But with Khabib's name out of the picture, it would make sense for me, at least. But once again, I'm not a promoter. I'm the fighter for now. So either way, there's going to be a lot of clarity January 23rd after these two fights happen. And then we kind of see what happens. Obviously, I will be campaigning for a number one contender fight, a title fight. I will be trying to throw my name in the hat to fight any of those guys. Either way, you guys have been following my career for a long time. I'm just excited to be competing in the UFC. I'm excited to be competing with the guys that are the best in the world in the lightweight division at 155 pounds. So if I got to go out there, do my job against Dan Hooker, then I got to do it again against someone else in order to get to that title shot, get to that title. So be it. But either way, all roads lead towards January 23rd, and after that we'll have a little bit more clarity. Then I can start calling some shots.
Firas Zahabi shares a bold prediction for McGregor versus Poirier 2 at UFC 257.
See this fight. I'm not saying that Dustin has no chance to win. I'm giving it a 60-40 in McGregor's favor. I don't usually go 60-40, especially at this level. Two elite guys who are world champion. They both have ways to win. They're both super seasoned, super experienced, super dangerous. They're both finishers. Why am I being so generous? Well, I think this one has a lot to do with styles. Conor McGregor is the best counterpuncher in UFC history. And there's never been a counterpuncher like him in MMA. Dustin Poirier's #1 weapon is boxing. So he's kind of feeding the machine, the McGregor machine, exactly what McGregor wants. But because he's primarily a puncher, and he's a great puncher, he's a very good puncher, he's just not a puncher at the level of a McGregor. McGregor has reached, in my opinion, the highest level in MMA so far. Somebody bringing up Israel Adesanya. Yes, I didn't say he was the greatest striker ever. He's among the greatest strikers ever. I'm talking when it strictly comes down to punching. Now, Adesanya is a great puncher. He is, but he brings so much more to we saw his last fight against Costa. He kick. The leg kicks set up. The leg kicks set up those punches. Now, McGregor also kicks, absolutely, but that's not his prime weapon. Yes, he's a great kicker. McGregor is a great kicker. Adesanya is a great puncher. But I'm telling you that McGregor's counter-punching is higher than Adesanya's. And Adesanya's kicking, kneeing, and elbowing, and kick-punch combinations, I would say is even higher than McGregor's. Poirier is going to go in there and he's going to punch at him. And he's going to be feeding that counter-punch machine exactly what it wants. Now, does Dustin have a chance to take him down? Yes. Does Dustin have a chance to wear him out and take him in later rounds? Absolutely. Why? Dustin has one advantage going into this fight, one mega advantage. I would say he has the bigger heart. Dustin Poirier has I was just watching his fight yesterday with Dan Hooker. Incredible fight. 5 rounds of just pure fighting. There was no lag time in this fight. Both guys were going after it hard for 5 rounds. It was incredible. Both men in incredible shape. The pace was super high from bell to bell, from horn to horn. It was non-stop action with takedowns, submission attempts, etc. Can Poirier survive the first 2 rounds and then find a win in round 3, 4, and 5? I think so. It's possible. I just don't know. I don't think it'll go that far. I think McGregor is going to get his job done early in the first 2.5 rounds. And I still think that McGregor can do well in round 4 and 5. McGregor's in great shape as well.
Dan Hooker is making extreme sacrifice to fight at UFC 257.
We know your route there, but what I can't get over is your route home. So you got to quarantine for about a month before you can even get home, and then when you're there, you got to go through their quarantine as well?
Nah, so the way it is with New Zealand, there's only like a certain amount of vouchers in our or spots available in our quarantine facilities. So there's only about 4,000 spots at any one time. So you have to get a voucher for the spots, and you have to book in for the spots. And I booked in 2 months ago, but that still left me February 21st is the earliest that I could get a spot in quarantine. So I've got 4 weeks where I'm killing time in Abu Dhabi before I can come back to New Zealand and do my 14-day quarantine.
John Anik previews Max Holloway versus Calvin Kattar, says I'd had to be Max's next opponent.
It's a huge fight. And I kind of feel like, Mike, I was the guy after Holloway Volkanovski too who said, man, I'd hate to be Max Holloway's next opponent because he's going to put it on somebody after, getting hosed largely. I hate to throw out that robbery term, but I definitely walked away from those 25 minutes thinking that Max Holloway had regained his title. And fights are big swings to begin with. When you lose a title fight like that and all of a sudden you're not a 2-time UFC featherweight champion and you're not defending your belt, it's almost like walking back into your new life. So massively disappointing for Max Holloway, but a big opportunity for him to gain back a lot of that steam against the oncoming Calvin Kattar. With respect to my guy Ken Flo, I think Calvin Kattar is probably Boston's best hope for a UFC champion. I think he has most of the tools that you need. I think it's going to be a byproduct of getting the big fights and staying healthy. I hate to keep banging this drum, but his hands were pretty sore after the Dan Ige fight. It's a 25-minute fight. I do think you have to be measured and try to, maybe conserve some energy and some health early on in a 25-minute fight. But what a great main event for us on ABC. I mean, you're embedded. All too well how good that fight is on paper. And, I can't see how it's boring. So nice showcase for those two guys. And hopefully for the Bostonians, Calvin Kattar is dropping that Methuen accent on the ABC masses at the end of the fight. You never know.
Guys, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share for more interesting MMA news.